Hello again, everyone. Scoons Comics here with another exciting, also thrilling comic book haul. Yes. How are we all doing? How are things? Hope everyone is well. So, a little update last video, talking to a young man named Kenny. He showed me all his comic book collection. I gave him some tips. I gave him a few books. He wrote me a nice little thank you letter. That's very sweet. Thank you, Kenny. And out of all those books that I gave him, the Flash comic was the one that he enjoyed the most. So, good taste. Mark Waid's Flash. Excellent book. Well done, Kenny. Thanks again for the letter. But now, on to this big old stack of books. So, this is some stuff from Half Price. This is some stuff from the local comic show, local comic shop, Half Price again, and one eBay book. So, my local Half Price, as always, I walk into Half Price, and the very first thing I do every time is I look off to my left, because that's where the cash register is, and often when these people it's not busy, they are bagging and boarding things and putting prices on them. So, I look, usually there's nothing. This is how I look. Left, you look. This time, one of the newer staff, because I've been there so long that the staff keeps changing over. She was bagging and boarding things. And I said, how do you do? Can I go through your comics? She said, yeah, I don't care. Of course. And right away, I found Detective Comics 681 DC Universe logo variants. And I said, yes. This is a good day. And they're already bagged. I mean, I changed them, but because they have those flimsy cardboard, like brown, nasty cardboard ones. So anyway, but they're already bagged and boarded, but they weren't priced. And I'm like, how much are all these? And they're like, $2 each. I'm like, oh, fantastic. So I got this guy. I got Batman 531 DC Universe logo variants. And this one's on the rare side as far as these books go. Detective Comics 697 DC Universe logo variant. That's awesome. So, but wait, there was more. Also found, and this is beat up, but for $2, I couldn't just let it sit there. Amazing Spider-Man 361, again, newsstand edition, first appearance of Carnage. This guy, Carnage. How cool is that? And I don't know how well it's going to show up, but this book is rough. I mean, look around the staples there. It's all beat up. It's got a ton of creases in it. It's bad. Like, I picked up a much nicer copy from Half Price a few months ago, also for $2, $1.50. I don't remember. But for $2, I grabbed this right up. So that was my lunch hour. Very exciting. Then, because I'm a crazy person, I was back at Half Price Books 2 days later. And I went through the books and there was nothing new out there. And I saw comics again by a different register. And I said, hi, can I look at these comics? And I didn't realize it was the same young lady that had helped me previously. And she's like, you looked at these last time. I'm like, sorry, thank you. So I'm looking around again, looking at the books and everything. And I'm just about to leave. And I walked by the desk where they take the intake desk where people come and sell all their stuff. And one of the employees who stocks all the comics, she's got a stack of books. And I'm like, haha, how you doing? She's like, yes, I saw you were coming by. Here you go. Take a look. I'm like, oh, I have these people. They're so thoughtful. They know when I'm there. So she had a short box and I was going through it. And then she had a stack of books on the table next to it. And I'm going through the stack first. And then out of nowhere, and I try to be very courteous to these people because I'm in their work area now, right? It's not just stuff that's on the shelves for public purchasing. I'm back where they're working. Well, out of nowhere, and I'm very, very pleased, thank you, all that. And out of nowhere, this crazy looking guy comes up and he starts rifling through the short box. Doesn't say hello, goodbye, nothing. He just starts going through. Etiquette, people. Etiquette. We'll get to more of that here in a second. But anyway, he didn't grab a darn thing, which was interesting to me because I grabbed these things. The first couple I could see why he wouldn't grab, but the rest, fool. Green Lantern 55, DC Universe logo variant. Where are these books coming from? Who is selling these books? I don't know, but I love this cover. I've got several copies of this now. But again, these were all $2. I couldn't just let it sit there. Amazing. Oh, I love that cover. Darryl Banks cover. Kyle Rayner is my favorite Green Lantern. 90s Green Lantern. You know, I was thinking about it, and one of the reasons I really, really enjoy these DC Universe logo books is it gives me a chance to go back and look at comics that were very much in my wheelhouse when I was collecting as a kid, like 92 to 96. Those are my prime comic book collecting and reading years. And these books are all from that time period. I loved this series, so it's an excuse to go back and look at these, and it's wonderful. It's just great. And I've got a couple copies of this, but I couldn't let it sit either. Wonder Woman 97, DC Universe logo variants, Brian Boland cover. I love Brian Boland's art. Then, excuse me, water. Notre Dame Hesburgh Libraries. Shout out to my wife. Thank you for the cup, dear. Oh man, this might be, I got a lot of good stuff here, but this might be the coolest book that I bought. House of Mystery 321. This is the very last issue of the long-standing series House of Mystery. This is great. It's bookended by Kane here, our host, breaking the fourth wall, realizing his book is being canceled. He's talking with, oh my gosh, what is her name? It's escaping me. The long-standing editor-in-chief at DC, and then he's talking to Karen Berger, the editor of this book, and just trying to save the book. And it's just a cool send-off, a cool goodbye to the readers. I love last issues, and this is wonderful. It's a great letter from the editor saying how great it was for all the readers. Thank you so much for the support. That's a really cool book. Then they had some Spider-Man in here, which I'm never going to pass Amazing Spider-Man. That was like under issue 300. So here's issue 256, first appearance of the Puma, low character key. B character? C character? I don't know what you'd call it. Not a very popular character, but still, first appearance of Puma, really nice shape book. Then, okay. So I don't think there's anything special about this. Amazing Spider-Man 268, newsstand edition. And then I got 263 newsstand, which is the first appearance of Normie Osborn, the grandson of Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin. Cool first appearance. And Peter Parker Spider-Man 98, first appearance of the Spot. And it is a newsstand, but not just that. It's in beautiful shape, newsstand. I open this thing up, and I'll do it for you too. I'll open it for you too. You might have seen the back. You might have seen the back because I wrote some things on here. But I'm flipping through this thing. That's right. It's a Mark Jewelers variant. Mark Jewelers edition. Again, Mark Jewelers rings, jewelry, were special inserts in comics that were only sold on military bases. So not only is this a key comic, first appearance of a really cool villain, the Spot. Not only is this a newsstand edition, it is also a Mark Jewelers variant. Super rare kind of book. Also, these other two newsstand books are also Mark Jewelers. Mark Jewelers. So 3 really cool comics, $6 total. That's awesome. So that was half price in just the last week. You know, I go a long time with nothing there, or like a book or two, and then I get really lucky. So that makes me very happy. Then I had a local comic show coming up, and I knew I was out of bags and boards, so I went to my local comic shop, and they were out of bags and boards. And I said, hey. So I had to go to the other local comic shop that I don't go to often because, I don't know, it's not my cup of tea. But I'm going to have to start going there more because they're getting some more interesting books. I've gotten a couple Golden Age books there, and they had bag and boards. And they had this random short box of, I don't know, it was comedy books, like kids' cartoon books. and like Bronze Age Marvel horror. And most of them were beat up, but some were in surprisingly nice shape. And these were all $2 each, like half price books. It's all $2 each. So here's Hanna-Barbera's Laugh Olympics #3. Great shape. I've been really into these Hanna-Barbera characters lately. I don't know why, because I don't enjoy the shows that much, but I love the idea of them for some reason. I'm very nostalgic for this stuff, even though it was nothing that I ever really have fond memories of. Isn't that strange? But I like that other people do. I don't know. It's so I picked that up. Then I'm always looking. I haven't picked any of these up in a long time, but they had a bunch of monster books, and these aren't in the best of shape, but for $2 each, they are good enough for me. Where Monsters Dwell, #18. That's really cool. And #32. Again, these are all reprints of the horror books from Marvel, then known as Atlas Comics, probably from the 50s. So I think this is, I recognize the Frankenstein monster. It's like an issue of Marvel Tales with a really cool green background, really cool cover. But there's the reprint of that. And then Monsters on the Prowl 23. So to get those monster books all for $2, that was great. Then we had Local Comic Show. I've talked about this show before. It is very, very much just a comic show. It's a comic book show in name only. There's no cosplay. There's no other vendors except comic vendors. It's all just in one room at a hotel, okay? Like a conference room. And the main dealer takes over the dead center of this thing with about 30 to 40 long boxes. And the more you buy, the cheaper it is. In theory, they're $1 each, but by the time you're done, like, I bought more than this. I bought probably 3 times this because I bought a bunch of books. I bought a bunch of Aquaman from the 90s because I decided I'm going to start collecting that run. I keep thinking about it. I've found DC Universe variants of those, and I like the look of them. And I've missed hunting for a series. So if I can find them on the cheap, that's the key, I'll pick them up. So I grabbed a bunch of Aquaman. I grabbed a bunch of books for upcoming Halloweens where I can just give them out to the kids. But then I found a bunch of stuff for me. But it's a feeding frenzy. So I bought a huge stack and I spent $24. Nothing. It's a feeding frenzy. It is every, so how I'm dressed right now, very old 90s style, right? I got my flannel, got my t-shirt. That's what this is. It is a bunch of white guys my age or older, usually. There's some kids there, but usually it's old white guys. Various degrees of hygiene. God bless comic book people, but bathe before you go comic hunting. Clean up, please, please. Those of you who, you all know who this is when you've been out at the comic shows. But everyone's very nice and polite, but everyone is fighting for these long boxes. And it's so funny. Like, you'll go from just happily searching to suddenly you're like sideways and you're doing like a one-arm thing and you got your other books in your arm. It's pretty goofy. But I found some good stuff. So Superman 73 second print. I have a couple copies of this, but this was basically like a quarter when it was all said and done. And anytime I can pick these up, I will, just for people that are, I know a lot of people online that are trying to complete the Death of Superman run, so if I can find things that I can trade them later or just give them as gifts. Or this might be a condition upgrade for me, quite frankly. But second print, very cool. And then I found 2 second prints of Adventures of Superman 496, cameo of Doomsday. Very cool. That's great. And I picked this up. This will probably end up in the book for kids, collection for kids for Halloween or something. RoboForce #3. I picked this up because I remember the property as a kid. I remember I had a couple of the toys, and I had a couple, not comic books, but like little, I don't know, like little golden books or something like that. But RoboForce here, along with a bunch of other properties, are now going to be cartoons on the Tubi app. And RoboForce just dropped. It's like a return of Saturday morning cartoons, was how they were marketing it. I saw it somewhere. And I think the first season is already all out on Tubi. I wish they'd have done it a week at a time. But it's all going to be part of this big, it's cute. It's a really fun Saturday morning, cute cartoon show. I hope kids find it. And it's just fun. It's 2D animation, throwback. They're also going to have like biker mice from Mars, like a bunch of oddball 80s and 90s properties that are all going to be part of the Nacelle-verse. This is an Omni comic. Omni's the company, and Nacelle's this brand that all these books are part of. So I found this. I figured I'd flip through it, and then I'll probably give it to some kids. But check out RoboForce on Tubi. Then, I really wish they had more of this because I've wanted it for a while, and I finally found a copy. Super Patriot, America's Fighting Force, #1. Robert Kirkman, he of Walking Dead and Invincible fame, is the writer on this. Super Patriot is a character I enjoyed from Image back in the day. So, and I knew he did a mini-series for them, so I found the first issue. That was really cool. Good reading. Age of Apocalypse, one of my favorite storylines from Marvel, and I picked up a second print here. Amazing X-Men #1. And the color scheme's a little different for these second prints, and they all have this extra edition for their second prints. I don't know. I always think those are kind of quirky. And if I can find it for especially under $1, I picked it up. Another big thing about these shows is sometimes they'll have like a whole run of books. I found a mini-series here that I think I have the 3rd issue somewhere. But they had all 5 issues of this mini-series, and I just had to have it. Star Trek versus Transformers. This is awesome because they're all in the animated style. Like the Star Trek characters are in this, like, they did one animated series of season of Star Trek after the live action show ended. And it's pretty good. And it's Hanna-Barbera, so it's got this cool animation, and that's just really neat. Issue 1, issue 2, and 3. Excuse me, allergies today. What comes after issue 3? Issue 4 and 5. If you love either of these properties, this is a lot of fun. And I'm digging forever at this place. And one of the big draws is trying to find DC Universe logo variant books. And I'm not finding anything. And I've been digging for about 2 hours now. And it's still packed. There's a section of books I haven't gotten to. And I need to. And I'm like, maybe I should just come back. I can do it later. But no, I wedged my way in, and I'm glad I did because I had a little run here of books. These first, okay, so they had Batman Shadow of the Bat 52. It's the first one I pulled out that had the logo, and I was like, yes, I at least found one. Thank goodness. I watch a great YouTube channel called Kingdom of Nerds, and he puts out a video every week about the DC Universe logo books. Please check that out. Kingdom of Nerds weekly series. Plus, he does a bunch of other great videos. He's a pretty cool guy. But he's always seems to find these books just anywhere. He's like, this is common. I find this anytime I go to the comic shop, this, that. I'm hitting everywhere around here. And I had a little run at half price, but I'll go months. I mean, one time I went almost a year without seeing anything in the wild. So, yay. Got that. Aquaman 21. Got a few, these are all extras for me now, but I pick them up. Adventures of Superman 514. I'm not going to show you the logo on this because it's on the back, but Superman Doomsday, Hunter Prey miniseries, issue 3. That's one of the DCU books. Well, I'll show you. Because who doesn't want to see that logo again? How many times can I show it? So on the back here is the logo, okay? So when you're out hunting, you got to open these things up, take them out of the bag and board, and take a look. But then, he had 2 that I did not have, and, oh man, okay, so Green Lantern number 80. This is a rare book. The rest of those were common. You can, in theory, find those more easily. This one's a little harder to find. That's really nifty. But then Aquaman number 5. Look how beautiful this is. And this is a ultra rare book, man. I don't see that. I haven't seen this on eBay as far as history. People know it exists, but, well, collectors that hunt for these things know they exist. But I haven't seen it come up for sale. Look at that beautiful logo. It's all purpley. That's the other thing with these books, man, is in this day and age when you can buy anything online, and I mean almost anything, can't buy this. Go look for this right now. See if you can find it. I dare you. Aquaman #5 from 1994. DC Universe logo variant. If you find it, let me know in the comments below and how much it is, because you might get lucky. Like someone might post this on eBay and not know what it is, but it just doesn't come up. So to then dig it out of basically a quarter bin, that's awesome. So that was a really good day of hunting for me. I was very happy to get those. The other dealers, sadly, did not really have anything for me. I bought a couple random, like the kitty books and stuff to give away, but nothing that I was really excited about. And then the very last thing I got here lately, I picked this sucker up on eBay, continuing to get my Golden Age books. I'm trying to up the collection, trying to get a nice book every month at the very least. But I bought this one on the sly because it's really nice shape and got a good deal. Captain Midnight #49 from 1947. Not my favorite cover, but it's Captain Midnight from 1947. I got a good handful of these now. I think this is like my 7th Captain Midnight book. So very quietly building a nice little run of this title. Awesome. I love comic books. They're so cool. Okay, that's what I got today, guys. Everyone be well, be safe, and I will see you again soon.